This is number 21 Cranley Gardens, where we are now, and over the fence it's number 23, where Dennis Nilsen did all his activities. I've lived here since 1950, so of course I was around during that time.
Now, I first heard what was going on was when a policeman came to the front door and said to me something rather unpleasant has happened next door. So I said, oh, which way? Because I was standing in the hall there, and I said, which way? Because the man next door just punched his wife. So I thought, he's done her in, you see. But it was the other way. I just thought it was unpleasant, especially in view of all the blue bottles. Revolting they were. And I also noticed that the man next door pulled a lot of rubbish bags out. Of course, I was inundated with press all over the place. Even the Daily Telegraph rang up. They didn't come round, but they did ring up. I'm afraid I've got a rather dirty mind, because a lot of these young men come into the house, and I thought it was the girl there that they were after. Never dreaming it was right upstairs. I thought, ooh, little so-and-so. She's got all these young men coming round, you see.
I don't think anyone was in any danger here anyway, because it seems most of the victims he picked up were people that couldn't be accounted for. And I don't think he would have been daft enough to have taken out any of the neighbours.
Quite a presentable young man with going to work with his business suit, collar and tie, and off he went up the hill. Pair of glasses on, he looked quite normal. I sort of nodded to him and said hello. Yeah, that was Dennis.
We had, in fact, more trouble with ghouls for a while after the events finished than we ever did with the press or the police.
Oh, they were dreadful.
But the ghoulish people, I think, were just the pits, really. To use an expression of John McEnroe.
Years afterwards, they brought coachloads of people, and they all stopped and they were all gulping up, all had a look, and they all drove on, and that's gone on for a long time. And every time I give my address, Cranley Gardens, I say, yes, next door.
There's two lots of builders have been at it, and the police took away all the bits and pieces from the kitchen and other parts of the flat and resurrected it all in the Black Museum, apparently. So there's not really much of a trace of Nilsen and the house as it was.
Beautiful flats next door. They seem to be quite happy coming out in the garden with their barbecues and things. And I suppose it depends on the person, but there was an article in the local paper and some woman had said, oh, she couldn't stand it in there, she couldn't spend the night in there or something, and she was all going hysterical over it. I mean, it's 12, 15 years ago, isn't it? I don't know why. Perhaps she was one of these that feels the atmosphere. It doesn't worry me.
I don't think Cranley Gardens will ever live it down. After all, Rillington Place is still remembered years and years after. So I think Cranley Gardens and Cromwell Street will be remembered probably forever now.
When I realised what had been happening next door, I felt ill. It was horrible. I used to smell the cooking. I didn't know what it was. I do now, and after the event. Well, it was about 8 o'clock, and the police came to the front door and said, could they go in my garden?
So I said, yes, there's no reason why they shouldn't. Then they said, there's something unpleasant going on next door. So I said, which way? And they pointed that way. So I said, yes, carry on. So they came down through here, down to the garden, and they were up and down with the torches. But I don't know what they did.
The search. Maybe you could just tell me, Jim. If the lady can just tell us what. Can you tell us what you saw? The police activity, what the police were doing?
Well, all I saw was a torch going up and down. That's all.
Last night?
Last night, in the dark.
Did you see the police taking anything away?
I didn't. No. My son-in-law lives in the front, upstairs. He saw 2 plastic bags full of heavy ones. So yeah, I don't know what was in it. But it was put in a van and taken away.
What sort of people were your neighbours? How did you get on with them?
I didn't ever talk to them. They were a terrible lot. They were all kinds of people, you know. Well, I don't know quite how to describe them. They were here today and gone tomorrow. That's about all there is to it.
Pity one.
Well, you're not doing me, are you?
Is it?